Kelly. Today we get to start the rest of our lives together as one. We've been through many ups and downs with health, loss, and growth as a couple. I wouldn't change a single thing because everything has brought us closer. I love you more than I ever thought possible. I knew when we met you were who I wanted in life, and now here we are, over 6 years later, making my dream come true. Our broken roads brought us to each other, and now we get to create our own path. I love you, my bro.
Hi, Alecia. This is your future bridegroom, as we've all come to make a joke of and taken it full force all the way through, which has been great. I wanted to tell you I love you and all the caring that you do for me and for Kayla and Justin, and making sure that we're all in a good spot, both physically, mentally, and financially when possible. We met at bowling, had no clue that we would be where we are today. Not 5 years, but 6 years. Wanted to tell you I love you, and I can't wait to spend the rest of our lives together.
Presence of God, to give thanks for the gift of marriage, to witness the joining of Alecia and Kelly, to surround them with our prayers, and to ask God's blessing upon them so that they may be strengthened for their life together and nurtured in their love. So before God and in the presence of this gathering, Alecia and Kelly have made their vows to one another. They have confirmed their promises by joining of hands, the giving and receiving of rings, and they will now be able to kiss one another. It is my distinct pleasure to be the first to pronounce these two as Mrs. and Mrs. Hefter Duffin, partners in life and love.
That's great. I love you, Olivia.
For those who know, I'm Alicia's dad, or don't know, or whatever. And those of you who have known Alecia for a long time know that she wants to do things her way. We discovered that when she was a toddler. And she did something that we thought wasn't appropriate, and we said, go to timeout. And she said no. She flat out refused, which was a real shock to us because her older brother, we'd say that, and he went right to timeout, and he'd be there for 5 seconds, and we'd let him out. Alecia, on the other hand, would be an hour trying to get her into timeout. But on the other hand, when she got into grade school, she became the advocate for anybody who was being bullied or a little bit not with the in crowd. She would really go ahead and stick up for them, which was amazing to us because she has such a big heart. Going back a little bit in between that, at 6 years old, her older brother had gone to a birthday party where there was bowling. And he said, I like this. I'd like to join a league. So we said, okay. And Alecia says, well, if he's going to do it, I want to do it. And we said, you're too little. You're not old enough. The league is for 8-year-olds and up. And she says, well, but I want to. Now, she was a big girl, and so we went up to the bowling establishment and asked them if we could at least try one time to see if she could handle the bowling ball. Well, she did. And those of you who know her, that became her passion. She went on to great things in bowling, in grade school and high school, and was able to actually go out to college and get a half bowling and half academic scholarship. It was a wonderful time. And actually, the bowling team that she was on was here, of course, we're in Kansas. It was in Missouri. And she picked that by going to the top 10 bowling schools in the country and just kind of fell in love with the school and the coach. And while she was on that bowling team, her freshman year, the team finished third in the country. And then her sophomore year, they won the national championship. And then her junior and senior year, they came in second in the country to Nebraska both years. And in the history of the school, Alecia has the best record as far as finishing on a team bowling for the finals of championships. And of course, if you know anything, of course she would meet her sweetheart going bowling. We were very surprised when we heard that Alecia found somebody that she liked who was a bowling partner, and it turned out to be Kelly. And Kelly has just been absolutely wonderful for Alecia. They become soulmates so quickly. I was and I am still surprised that Kelly can put up with her as much as she does. But Kelly, you are really a very special person. Being able to deal with Alecia, who has some wonderful qualities, but there are times when those qualities kind of disappear. But we really welcome you into the family. You've been a wonderful part of our lives for the last several years. You guys form a great team together, and we're really proud to have you as part of our family. Thank you.
Okay, I am Kayla. I am Kelly's daughter. I will save you the story because I'm sure you know how we met. Jen helped me out with that one, so thank you, Jen. Mom, I just want to say that I love you so very much. You're my best friend, and I, like Layla, had a bunch of stints in the hospital when I was young, so they bonded over that. Layla and I have bonded over that. We're one big, gigantic family, and I would not be here without my mom today, and I love you very much. I love you. I want to say more, but yeah, words. Alecia, I met you probably like 6 years, maybe a little over. I wanted to tell the story of how I figured out they were dating. I did not know my mom was into women. We were at a Royals game, and my mom's going over here, like, getting really touchy, like, oh, hi. And I didn't watch the Royals game. Who cares? I don't know what was going on. All I could do was just stare at them and be like, excuse me, is there something going on here? I spent the whole Royals game trying to figure it out, and I talked to my mom after, and I was like, so, Mom, are you and Alecia, like, together? And she was like, yeah. And I was like, oh, cool. No second thoughts. I love you, Alecia. We may have our moments. Everybody has their moments, but we all grow stronger together, and I'm so happy for the family that we have. I have another mom, and I have another sister, and so yeah, I'm thankful for you all.
Okay. I have a cheat sheet because I was afraid I would get nervous, and now you're all looking at me, so I'm going to use my sheet. For those of you I haven't met, I am Jen Starr, and I am a friend of Alecia's. We met in around 2009, which is when I moved to Missouri. And at that time, Layla had just finished cancer treatment. And so she's so grown up and beautiful. She's not even paying attention. That's fine. But my first impression of Alecia, how I saw her first, was as a loving warrior mother and a caregiver. And of course, that first impression has been proven to be true over and over again. We really bonded, though, in my opinion, over game nights. Alecia is mildly competitive. It's her wedding. It's her wedding. This has been evidenced in our relationship by a couple of standout game nights, including a 4.5-hour Monopoly game that went into the wee hours of the morning, and I want you to know that I won. And we often refer to my husband, Eric, raise your hand, I'm sorry, as her brother from another mother, because they have a very sibling style relationship. And one night we had a game of pie face at our house. All our kids were little, so we had 3 little ones and Layla. And a whipped cream fight broke out in the dining room, and it wasn't the little kids. It was Eric and Alecia, similar to what happened with the wedding cake. There was running, there was whipped cream everywhere. So while our friendship was sparked by fun and games, it was cemented by the times that haven't been so fun. And Alecia, you are a person I can truly count on in the good times and the bad times. And I feel blessed to consider you part of my chosen family. Everyone here is better for knowing you. I've seen Alecia go through a lot of tough experiences, and I've witnessed her strength meet challenges head on. She continues to be a loving mother and a caregiver, not just to her family and friends, but also as a nurse, working with patients and families during very difficult situations and transitions. Oop. She is a person who is non-judgmental and someone with whom you can be completely yourself. And I don't think you can always say that about a lot of folks. And she loves unconditionally and cares deeply. And I'm so happy that in Kelly, she found someone who shares those traits. I met Kelly the day before they became an official couple. We went to a concert at Union Station for Memorial Day, and Alecia invited her new friend from bowling to join us. And Kelly fit right in. My first impression was that she was funny, kind, and down to earth. And when a short time later, Alecia shared that they were dating, I could see how excited and happy she was. A couple of years into their relationship, I also learned that Kelly is a really good sport. So being my friend sometimes means getting into interesting situations. And we went on a trip. Camping is not Kelly's thing. But she was willing to join on one of our wackier adventures. We went camping and tanking down a river in Nebraska. Now, if you are unfamiliar with this water sport, it is when you get inside a livestock tank and you, a bunch of people pile into it and just float down a river. And this is a thing that people in Nebraska do. I highly encourage you to Google images of this. It's pretty fun. But while I'm sure Kelly will never repeat the camping portion of this trip, I appreciated that she hung in there on our adventure. And despite being exhausted, everyone that was on that trip, I think, is in this room right now. We managed to have fun. And if you didn't, just pretend. We had a good time. We also learned a valuable lesson about spray sunscreen that day. And it's just say no. Don't do that, friends. So I am delighted. Oh, the other thing I want to say about Kelly is during that trip, I saw how you interacted with your kids, but also making sure that my kids were safe and having fun. And if you've seen Kelly interact with kiddos at all, you know her heart for children is so big. So I'm delighted that the two of you found each other and that your family has blended together with your kiddos and your extended family. I know that together you've already navigated a lot of ups and downs, a lot of really hard challenges, the best and the worst, really. And you've only grown stronger. You had to be patient to find the love of your life. Each of you did. But now that you have found each other, I know there are many happy years ahead. And I ask you all to raise your glass and join me in wishing all of life's happiness to the bride and groom. Cheers.
I just want to say, we keep saying broom. For those of you who don't know that term, it's because we created it.
Yes, we did.
So Kelly is not really the bride or the groom. She's the broom. So we needed a term for her because these same-sex weddings and things don't really have much coined yet. So That's where we got the broom from. And then came up with the idea of her side having the broom. So that's where the broom walking down the aisle comes from. So just so you guys have that background on that. But thank you all for coming. We have really enjoyed you being here. We're going to start having some dancing in the barn right next door. So feel free to stay, dance, have a good time, and look forward to celebrating more with you guys. Thanks.